keto is effective for some people. Grow those lats, man. Just, yeah. Smaller shirts and you get wider, it's game over, dude. Game over.
All right. Today's show, we got Mike Manfre. What's up, dude?
How you guys doing?
I'm doing good.
What's going on?
How's
Excited to be here.
going? Anybody that's watching this, you are big into the health, nutrition, coaching, right?
Yes, I am.
12 years?
Well, 2011, right? So what is that? That's 11 years. 11
11
years.
years.
Yep. 11 years I've done it.
Dude, that's like 20,000 hours.
Yeah.
They say you need 10,000 hours to become an expert.
And I say if you are not an expert after 10 years of doing something, find a new hobby.
I feel like you're ready to coach the coach.
I might be a coach's coach.
Oh, shit.
You might be onto something there. I might be a coach's coach.
We might have talked about that.
Yeah.
Before that, dude, you were a sheriff.
So, yeah, I was with the sheriff's office.
We know what you did before that.
What did I do before that?
Kiosks?
That's right.
Starting fights?
So, me and Cade, people don't know, we've been friends since 2003.
Little while.
Yeah.
We might get into some of the...
We'll get into some of that stuff. But when I met Cade, I was working at a kiosk because I was only 20. So I didn't have a cool job yet. When I left the sheriff's office, all I had was a mortgage. I didn't have kids. I wasn't married.
Dude, some
of those guys, they have 3 kids and a wife, and they have good insurance. You can't leave. So I almost felt bad for them because I was in the position where I could leave and, if I have to sell my condo and, live on the streets, it was better than doing that job to me.
Yeah.
But some people were stuck.
That would make
So
it
it is what
a
it
lot
is,
harder.
of course. So I didn't fault them for that.
Yeah.
But there were some guys that were just so miserable and they could have left. I remember telling some people, just come with me. Just, dude, start your own business. It's going to take some time. It is what it is. In 2 years, you'll be happy you did it. A lot of people say, hey, I'm sick of my job, my 9 to 5. I want to start something different. How did you do it? Right? What was that leap? But the moment, when I was doing both, I was with the sheriff's office and seeing clients. I would work from 6 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon as a law enforcement. And then from 3 to 8, I would be at the office in Sandy, and I'd be seeing clients. And it was really hard to juggle both. I was basically, you're working all day, 4 or 5 days a week, and you're trying to build this business. But it was hard. But once I finally left and I put both 2 feet in and jumped in and just did it full time, that's when everything changed. For sure.
When you started this, going down this path of talking about going out on your own, that entrepreneur mindset, dude, your wheels started spinning. You're looking at that, dude. You're like, hold on, I know how much you're making. I know what you're charging. I know what you're making.
Yeah, my mentor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that's that entrepreneur mindset, dude. That's like everything.
When he told me what he was making per month, I could not even believe it. It was unreal money from what the money he was making what I would make in almost a year in a month. So
do you do that? Like I find myself doing that all the time, dude. I don't know if you do or not, but anything that I like, if it's a guy cleaning the car or something like that, I'll sit and look at it and I'll be like, well, hold on, he's charging this much per car. You know what I mean?
You start doing the math.
Yeah,
you start running numbers.
You're like, okay, if it's just him out there, this is what he's at.
Sure.
But if he gets more vehicles or something like that, then it can be with hourly guys. Then it could be at this. Like it's, I don't know. That's the shit that just goes through my head all the time.
The only downfall to that, and my mentor told me this, when I finally jumped in with 2 feet, it's not guaranteed. That's the scary part. It's scary good and it's scary bad. It goes both ways. It will scare you to where you're not going to make it. It's not going to fail. I remember when I left the sheriff's office that day, July 3rd, dude, I was like so terrified. People were going out for July 4th weekend, and I was like sick to my stomach. I was scared. I was like, man, and my dad was like beside himself. My dad's an old school guy. He wants that 9 to 5. He wants that guarantee, and I didn't want to live that life anymore.
I thought he was a sheriff for the longest time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's a truck driver.
Yeah, dude. Did he have a jacket or something, or what?
He probably wore my jacket. I actually probably got him one.
I swear to God, I thought he
would wear sheriff hats, and I'm like, you shouldn't be wearing that around town, dude. The problem with cops versus firefighters is I can wear a Salt Lake City fire shirt, and people are like, oh, cool, man. You wear a Salt Lake City police shirt, like you're gonna get your car keyed probably. Right. It's unfortunate. Bullshit. It is because they both change lives. They both save lives.
Yeah.
But everyone loves firefighters and no one likes cops.
Yeah,
it's unreal, dude.
Yeah.
Right? It's either calling the fire department when they're getting, you know,
when
they're getting their ass beat or they're getting carjacked.
who are you going to call?
Yeah. It's not guaranteed money, but yeah, I was running the numbers in my mind. Like, if this dude's making this much on me and he has 50 of me, not besides the money. I told him, and he laughed at me when I said, if I can make the same amount of money that I was making with the sheriff's office, which was garbage, unfortunately, it sucks. If I can make the same amount of money just to pay my bills, I will leave the sheriff's office and do this full time. But until then, until I had enough money to pay my bills, I can't leave. And he was laughing at me. And I get it now because the money that you're making in that job is so minimal. So you can get that in one or two clients. Yeah, he was in his mind thinking just 2 or 3 clients, dude. That's all you need to get consistently to make that much money. So yeah, I left 2013. And that first year was really scary. There's a few times where I remember one time he wrote me out a check for like $1,400 for the month. And I remember going to Mountain America and I was like, oh my gosh, this is for the whole month. Maybe I did make a mistake. You know, this was like 5 months after I left, you know, because he would pay me, you know, he would take his commission. He would take his split. It was a 60-40 split, which seems like a lot. And it is. At the time, I didn't care. He could have taken 80% of my money. I wouldn't even cared. Yeah. Because I was just enjoying that journey of starting my own business, even though it was his business.
Yeah, but how long did you stay there before you ended up just branding yourself?
Yeah. So I stayed there for 4 years.
4 years?
Yep. I left 2015. And a funny story about that is I walked in his office one day. I actually got the balls to do it because I was super scared of him. Because it's all I knew was being under the umbrella of this company. And my mentor had about 15 of us consultants, maybe 10 in this office. So he was only making his own money, but he was also making a percentage off 10 other consultants that were also paying him. So I went to his office one day in 2015 and I said, I think I deserve a 60 or an 80-20 split. It was a 60-40 split at the time. Yeah. After 4 years, dude, I said, I want 80-20 split. I feel like that's so realistic. I feel like that's not me asking a lot. I've given you a lot of money. And he's helped me a lot, so I was grateful for it. He told me to fuck off.
Well, I get like the 80-40 when you've got like 10 clients or something that you're seeing, you know what I mean? It's a small amount.
Yeah.
And you got an office.
The 60-40 was fine. I was making 60% of my money and I was giving him 40%.
But as you get bigger and bigger, more clients and more clients.
As you start growing, I'm like, dude, why the fuck am I paying you money on a client I got on my own? Maybe I'm using your office, I'm using the software. I get that. But if I get my own client, there should be a different split. Yeah. Right. And and we can talk about this later, but I do that same thing with 1 or 2 of my consultants that I have underneath me right now. Is if you get your own clients, you know, it's a different split than if I give you a client. Right. So anyway, I walked in his office. You learned
from that and you've implemented it.
100%. You could be too greedy, dude. Yeah. You really can. So yeah, he told me to fuck off and to kick rocks. And I said, okay. Fantastic. And within a week, I remember driving home that night and I was already looking for offices. I was like, okay, you want to fucking play that game? Sweet. So let's do it. So within a week, I had my own LLC, Mike Manfre Fitness, right? I decided.
Not nervous at all.
Nervous.
At this point. You
super
still
nervous? Oh, yeah.
Like the next step
now is. Not only, so I made that first leap from the sheriff's office, which is scary enough. Now I'm under this umbrella of this company, feed me clients once in a while. My name's not on the door, so it's really not my ass if something goes wrong. I mean, it is because you're a 1099. I remember going to BNI groups, dude. He would send me to these BNI chapters, and they were like confused. They're like, so is it your business? I'm like, no, it's not my business, but you're your own boss? Yeah, it's like my own LLC. Like people to understand the difference, and I hated that. Yeah. So now I'm taking this next leap to really be on my own. Now my name's on the door. Mike Manfre Fitness is on the door. Now it's all me. There's no one feeding me clients. There's no one I could run to when there's a problem. It's now I'm that guy, right? You should always be cautious about talking about something you're not knowledgeable on, right? I tell people that all the time. You should never be talking about a topic that you don't know anything about. Yeah. Right. So I wanted to hire a business coach because I had no clue really how. I started a business, but I really wanted to know how to actually grow a business. And the first thing he told me was, you got to change your name, dude. You cannot have Mike Manfre Fitness. Most big companies do not have their name in the title, right? Plus, remember MMF?
Yep.
The F was red. We actually did like a color experiment, if you will. And red was not a good color as far as what I was trying to do.
Serious?
That's where mint, Evolve Culture, that mint is very warming and it's
Friendly?
very, very friendly, and it's not gender biased. Like it's just, red sometimes is more related to a boy, and
Yeah, there's the
MMF
there's
right
the
there.
MMF right there, dude.
That's right.
Oh shit.
Yep. So yeah, he told me to change my name, and I was pissed, dude, when he first told me.
Put the Evolve Culture on. Go to that one.
I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, show that one.
It's probably the very top.
Yeah, you'll probably see. You might pass his 900 5-star Google reviews on your way up, though.
Keep going. Right there.
Oh, you can see the logo in the back.
A
Huh?
little bit. So,
Dude, look at the maturity level
how you doing?
change. Look at
That's
that
right.
guy.
That's right. So Evolve Culture.
Did you hear me drop the Google reviews in there?
Yeah, I have 286 5-star reviews. Go check it out. #1 guy in Utah. So, honestly though, keto is effective for some people. But going back to the t-shirt, I have a shirt that says keto and it's crossed out and it says eat carbs, period. Because I don't think it's effective for 90% of people. There is keto programs that are effective. I've had clients be on keto and they drop their A1C levels, and it was internally very healthy. But there's no long-term studies on keto.
Do you help people that want keto?
I do.
Oh,
I have about 8 clients on keto right now. The reason why is because they're insulin resistant, so they can't even have carbs anyway. If you sat here and said, I can't live without carbs in my office,
Yeah.
why the fuck would I put you on keto? Tell me. Can you live without carbs?
I wouldn't use you.
Dude, people that can't live without carbs, yeah, if you cut out carbs for a month, you're going to lose weight.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen when you put those carbs back in? Right? It's really only effective if, #1, you really can't have carbs anyways. A lot of people that are maybe celiacs, or, they need everything gluten-free, or, there is instances where keto is really effective. So I tell people, and I just posted this the other day, don't ask what's the best diet. Ask what's the best diet for me. That's what people, they don't understand that. They just think there's one diet out there that's going to give everyone 6-pack. It's not the case. So you need to find the diet that's right for you. And maybe keto is the right thing for you. But I can tell you from my experience, 80-90% of people, maybe they like the idea of keto. After a month, ask them how they're feeling. Eating bacon every day. They might like it at first.
Dude, I'm not.
That shit gets old real quick.
I'm not
Let me
a
tell you.
coconut person.
After a month, they'll see some weight loss, which is cool.
Yeah.
Who knows if it's even fat loss? If you're losing more than 2 or 3 pounds a week, you're not losing fat, dude. Right? We've talked about this.
Yep.
For every 100 pounds that you weigh, you can lose 1 pound of fat, or 1% of your body weight. So if you're 300 pounds and you're getting on the scale and losing 9 pounds, you didn't lose 9 pounds of fat, right? Or if you're 150 pounds and you lose 4 pounds, you're not losing 4 pounds of fat.
How much of it's what and what?
That's hard to determine. It depends on how, if you're really starving yourself, it's most likely more muscle than anything else.
Losing the muscle.
Absolutely. So that's hard to determine. You can never say, oh, it's this versus that. It's either muscle or water most of the time, right? So it uses those 2 factors. But you can lose up to 1% of your body weight every week. So these people on keto, they're losing 5, 6, 7 pounds in a week, and they only weigh 200 pounds.
Is it muscle?
Yeah, muscle and water. And there's a reason why when they get off keto after 2 months and they want carbs again because they can't live without them, they gain all their weight back and more.
But for medical reasons.
There's some studies for keto. It just makes sense for some people. That's why we'll never knock it. I mean, I talk shit about keto because I just don't think it's realistic long term for most people, or we'd all see people that were fit, the whole keto craze, right?
Yeah.
It's effective, and it's really effective internally and healthy for some people, but 8 out of 10 people, 9 out of 10 people, it's not effective long term. It's not sustainable.
How about fasting?
Fasting's effective. Eating once a day or twice a day. Intermittent fasting is really effective, right? Intermittent fasting, if you're doing what they call a 16-8, 16 hours you're fasting, 8 hours you're eating, that's super effective. It really is, because you're not cutting out. When I have clients on intermittent fasting, they're not cutting out any of their macros. On IF, you're still eating carbs and fats and protein. And that's what I preach for my company, Evolve Culture, nutrition plus lifestyle. It's crucial because you have to have a balance of macros.
Yeah.
You can't cut any of those out because each macro, protein, carbs, fats, they all play a role in something, right? So I've had a lot of people that have done keto and they start losing their hair. You know, they start having major issues because they're going so low in carbs and so high in fats. Because if you do it right, you got to be at 5% carbs.
Yeah.
And your fats have to be 75%.
Ketosis.
And where people fail also on keto, they don't realize that protein will also kick them out of ketosis. So a true keto plan is 5% carbs, 75% fats. Now we have 80%. That's only 20% left for protein. And some people, their protein's so high.
Go eat too much protein.
If you have too much protein, it's going to kick you out of ketosis. Plain and simple. That's it.
We've been busting a handshake.
Can we do one of those?
Oh.
That's what's that from? They've never even seen it. Predator.
Predator?
Arnold Schwarzenegger's like, you son of a bitch. And they go, and they're all like oiled up and like greasy. And
Predator?
yeah, dude.